Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Oh man, another real frustrating news cycle. I have enough dealing with all the garbage coming out of the Biden administration. I have enough dealing with all of their dishonest BS rhetoric, having to spend my time systematically debunking all of the garbage coming out of Joe Biden's face hole. Let me tell you, that is frustrating enough, but imagine having to do that while also having to deal with these completely dishonest, out of their mind lunatic actors pushing this January 6th hearing sham. It just gets me to a whole other level of frustration, frankly a whole other level of pissed. Answer the damn question. What is so difficult? Well, let me tell you what's so difficult with these Democrats in answering a question straight up yes or no. They're lying. They don't have diddly squat, because trust me, if they did, it would have already been leaked to the media. It would have already been front page news, the biggest scandal of all time. The New York Times, the Washington Post would be running with it, and Adam Schiff would be doing a victory dance and a victory tour across the left-wing media. But instead they keep saying, oh, just wait, wait, it's coming. They keep deflecting, not answering the question, acting like the slithery little snakes they are, as they continue to peddle this garbage through the Democrat media airwaves. This interview with Democrat Representative Jamie Raskin is so telling, folks. I gotta show you guys this little interaction, and we gotta go in on this stuff. But of course, before we get into any of it, make sure to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, share the video as much as possible, and with that out of the way, let's roll the tape. Alright friends, so take a look at this. Raskin squirms when asked if he has evidence that Republicans sought pardons.
Ask you about pardons. You revealed this week that multiple Republican members of Congress sought pardons from President Trump after the insurrection. How many of your colleagues in Congress did that? And what evidence do you have? Because you know that Congressman Scott Perry is denying it.
Yeah. Well, the seeking of pardons is powerful demonstration of the consciousness of guilt, or at least the consciousness that you may be in trouble. And that's what's so shocking about this. It's not just one.
And you have evidence that this happened.
It is multiple members of Congress, as the vice chair said at our opening hearing, and all in due course, the details will surface.
So yes, there's evidence?
Everything we're doing is documented by evidence. Unlike the big lie, which is based on nonsense, as former Attorney General Barr said, everything that we're doing is based on facts, and this is a bipartisan investigation which is determined to ferret out all of the facts of what happened.
There was so much to talk about and so much to unpack, and it's only a little 1-minute clip. The first thing that we have to talk about is this January 6th hearing is supposedly a hearing. Like you'd have a hearing in a court, right? Well, does his first point or his first argument seem like something that would hold up in court? That when people ask for pardons, it's a powerful demonstration of consciousness of guilt. Does that seem like a strong argument? No, I'll tell you something, that's a bogus argument. Possibly looking for a pardon, the first thing that I think about, especially with today's Democrat Party, it doesn't demonstrate guilt at all. It demonstrates wanting to save oneself from the clear oncoming Democrat assault that you will most likely have to face. Democrats have proven over the last 4 years that they don't care about due process. They don't care about evidence or actual crimes being committed. They will come after you no matter what. And so the first thing that I think about if a Republican is looking for a pardon is to save themselves from the inevitable Democrat witch hunt that is clearly going to follow. There's an explanation right off the bat that instantly makes Raskin's argument, or the point that he's trying to make, moot. That's not evidence. That's an assumption. And where do these Democrats get off saying this stuff in what I guess you could perceive as a court of law, totally unopposed and with total impunity? I've never seen such a group of corrupt liars in my life. But that's just the first statement. It gets even worse the more this guy speaks. She then goes on to ask him multiple times, where is the evidence? Do you have evidence? Not once did he ever say, yes, we have evidence. He gives a very disingenuous political answer of everything we do is backed by evidence. Oh, we have a whole lot more evidence than Donald Trump's big lie. Goes on to obfuscate with something totally unrelated, turns it into a partisan attack, but never actually says, yes, we have evidence that directly, without a doubt, proves that certain Republicans did in fact ask for pardons. And he specifically didn't say that because, folks, there's no evidence. Maybe there's hearsay, maybe there's one guy said something about what he heard from a staffer or some rumor going around. I can pretty much guarantee you there's no evidence. And even if there was evidence, it's once again not evidence of guilt, and it's certainly not evidence that Donald Trump is guilty of some seditious conspiracy or some massive insurrection to overthrow the government. And so even if there's evidence, there's actually no real evidence to prove any of the claims or the entire purpose of this January 6th sham. Hopefully I'm making this point clearly. God, I have so many words to say, but I must hold myself back. I'm telling you, the news cycle the last couple of days is really frustrating. He then goes on to peddle another total lie, that this hearing and everything that they're doing is bipartisan. The committee and the commission is bipartisan. And of course it's not. It's the most partisan thing I've ever seen in my life. Again, let's go back to the fact that this is supposed to be a legal hearing. I mean, what the Democrats are trying to do here is lay out their evidence for the DOJ to subsequently go and charge Donald Trump criminally. This is supposedly a legal hearing, and it's supposedly bipartisan, representing both sides is what that means, right? Bipartisan, not even politically, but just bipartisan in the sense that both sides of the argument should have right to full legal representation or full representation. Well, not exactly, because the Democrats can alter evidence, they can push conspiracy and hearsay and inconclusive evidence, and the other side, the other party, can't cross-examine, can't represent their side, can't show their evidence, countering whatever claims and narratives these Democrats and these two fake Republicans are presenting to the American people. And so what this is a banana republic kangaroo court and nothing else. That's not bipartisan. That's a witch hunt. And frankly, it should be illegal. And frankly, what is going on right now with this 1-6 commission in this hearing should be illegal. There's already ethical standards and laws and campaigning laws that make it so that you can't use the White House to campaign, for instance. We saw all the ethics violations in respect to the White House in 2021 when they were trying to get involved with the Virginia election. There's also the Copenhagen Agreement from 1990, which by the way the United States signed onto, which is an agreement that stipulates that the government should not discriminate against political parties. Well, the Republican Party is currently being discriminated against in this January 6th sham hearing. Taxpayer dollars, millions of dollars, are being spent not to get to the bottom of something, but to push a Democrat narrative, and Republican arguments, representation, are not even allowed at the table. That's what you'd expect from an authoritarian ruling party. It's truly shameful to think that something so dishonest, so corrupt, and so partisan like this can continue, especially when the taxpayer is footing the bill. It'd be one thing if this was a Democrat campaign. It's another thing entirely when this is supposed to be, I guess, a legal hearing, a public legal hearing, where they're issuing subpoenas and trying to present crimes for the DOJ to pursue. Fresh off disastrous show trial, sham January 6 panel announces it uncovered enough evidence to indict President Trump. The goal here is to indict President Donald Trump during what is accurately described as a show trial, except Donald Trump doesn't get legal representation, cross-examination, doesn't get to present his own evidence. Nothing they're doing is lawful, and that's why neither are the subpoenas. And that's why, in my opinion, these subpoenas that they keep issuing are also exactly that, unlawful. This whole thing is a disgusting abuse of power, a waste of time and taxpayer dollars. It's nothing but political theater. And again, I'll stand by this statement. It should be illegal. Once again, rules for thee, but not for me. Democrat politicians can do whatever they want without consequences, but if you were a lawyer, or if you were a prosecutor, and you did what the Democrats are doing right now in an actual legal hearing, or during a trial, you would be disbarred. You might even face criminal charges. This whole thing is a sham. That's what I got for you guys though. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, share it as much as possible. I'm gonna get back to work. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.